Okay, so first things first, I'm going to lock this layer down, add another layer on top. And so we'll just call this like reference, and I can work on this one. And so as I look at this sketch, you're close, but what I'm seeing is that these guys have like a little bit of a cheek situation. So we see a little bit of a jaw. So you can start with a circle. But then we're gonna take this and we're just gonna drop it down just a little bit. Maybe not that much, maybe about like that. And then I'm gonna take Shift C, I'll pull this out a little bit like that. Let's get kind of a feel for where we're at. Alright, so that's not bad. Just gonna kind of, that's alright. And I might even, it's pretty round down here, but it kind of flattens out. So let me just see where my anchor points are. Might even like add anchor points on the side here. Notice how I started with a circle, and I'm just kind of manipulating that circle a little bit.
Yeah.
And what I'm doing is I'm trying to come in and I'm just trying to kind of recreate the feel of kind of all of these, not any one image in particular.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so that's pretty good there. And in this, we could do a circle, or we could do a pen tool, or whatever. It doesn't matter. Like circle might be easiest, and so we'll just like start with circle. Then we can come in and kind of just start adjusting it until it fits. Okay, so that's not bad. And then I see another circle right here, and so I come in and just kind of come in like this. And that's a little bit taller, a little bit taller.
So I'm gonna use that combine thing, not like.
Right, yeah. So this is when I'll grab both of them, Shift M, and subtract. Now we've got that nice circle in there. Okay, so as far as noses go, you've drawn like a circle. I'm seeing that they've got, most of the time they're using like kind of like a half circle or nothing. And so instead of doing just like a full-on like circle, we can come in here and we can kind of do some of this action. So we'll grab this, and I'm just going to do like a little sliver. And so this will allow me to do like a little shadow for the circle.
Okay. You can shift down to delete the other ones, correct?
Yeah, so if you have both of them selected and you go Shift M, that's your shape builder tool. And then if you hold Alt, then you can click and drag, and it'll get rid of that. Okay. And then we can kind of do these anime eyes or whatever. This, I'll deal with that in a minute. Okay, and your ears seem pretty high and small. So do you want to keep them that way? Because you can do them however you want.
I want to keep them small, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we'll deal with ears in a minute. And then a hat, we can just go like this again. We can just go, let's just get this curve the way we want it. Might even be a little bit lower. And so we're just going to kind of come up. And that might even be a little too steep. There we go. Okay, that's probably pretty good. So now we can just come in, just separate that out, combine this, and then we'll zoom in and get rid of the excess. So we don't need this anymore. That's all right. That's all right. We don't need this, and we'll deal with that hang off in a little bit. All right. So now we can kind of start to. You can work the eyes if you want.
The eyes, yeah, you don't need to do the eyes. Everything else, you get from on. Or whatever, yeah, you keep on.
Yeah, that's fine. So, I mean, it just kind of depends on like what type of eyes you want to do. But
Can we do the bottom left, the biggest one? Yeah, that one. Something like
yeah,
that.
so those are just tall ovals. What is he like in the game?
He's the main character. Like the whole point of the game is just to get song notes and like protect yours. It's really. I haven't played the game like completely, but it caught my interest a while ago, and I really liked it. Because it's older than me, I think. And then I used to play the Super Smash Brothers, and so he just caught my interest.
So this is what he looks like in the game.
Well, that's the Super Smash Brothers, but it's a pixelated. It's the.
This one?
Well, no, that's a different character. It's like this. It's like that's actually the game, yeah. It's like that. Well, that's the back of his head. But if you click, I think one of these.
So there's not like.
Yes, there's a Super Smash Brothers reference. Like.
Yeah, but he's like small enough to where we're not ever gonna be able to like get any real detail out of him. Okay, so we got big cheeks, tiny little ears, hair coming down in the front. Okay, so he's got like dark at the bottom, light at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we can kind of do that. So we can come in, we'll just change this to be black. Get rid of the white. And then I'm just going to come in and I'm going to go, just like we learned in class, draw inside.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm just going to draw like a little circle on the top here like this. Maybe I'll just go, and we'll make that like a dark blue. Don't like that. Start up here. And we'll mix that down. So let's go. HSB. Yeah, it's not bad. That'll be. We'll go like that, and then we'll just give them like a little bit of a twinkle. Kind of do whatever you want at this point.
Did you make that white, or is that the light blue is the twinkle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you could do white if you wanted. I'm just gonna get out of draw behind to go back to draw normal. So now we have this. It's all one shape. Well, it's actually a clipping group, but we can take it and oops, come down here like this. Make it bigger. All right. Okay, so now we can start kind of coloring things. Let's get like a skin tone going on. And so you can kind of sample some of these if you want. Really just kind of mixing colors is best. It looks like they kind of start yellow. So you can start yellow, you can make it a little bit more orange, desaturate it a little bit, add a little bit of gray, not too much. So that's not bad there. And like copy down here, and I want to get kind of this like reddish shadow color. And so I'm just going to see if I can get that by just saturating it a little bit and then moving it just a little bit to the left. That's not too bad. So then I'm going to take these and I'm going to go Object Blend Make, Object Blend Options, and we'll just give ourselves a couple steps in between. There we go. Okay, so now we've got kind of our skin tone color palette. Okay, we can do the same thing with the hat, and instead of just remaking this, I can just drag copy, use A to select one of them. I'll make this red, and then let's make this red, and then we can mix it. And so let's make this a little bit orange, and then we'll just come down into kind of a shadow, and grab this guy, and go like a little bit orange, desaturate a little bit, add some shadow. Now we're getting too dark. Let's go back to red. Maybe a little bit brighter. A little bit more saturation. So that's really good there. And in this one, just for whatever reason, we only need one. So we'll go to Object, Blend, Blend Options. Let's just have one step in between. Okay. And then, I mean, he's got like blue hair, black hair, brown hair, so we can kind of just decide what you want to do there, but the basic idea would be the same. So we'll come over here like this. We'll make this and this start with, let's start with a dark blue, and then we'll go back to color, drop this down to like almost black. And then we'll just grab one of them. We'll come up from that, but I want it to be like kind of grayed out. So we'll kind of desaturate it, and then we'll drop it down. Maybe a little bit more. Looking for like a highlight color. That's not bad. That's all right. Maybe a little bit brighter. That's okay there. Okay, so now I'm just going to grab some of these colors. So I'm going to grab this one, and I'm going to push it here. And then I'm going to grab this one, and I'm going to push it there. Throw that to the back. Oops. Oh, because I don't have it selected. That to the back. For right now, let's do this. We'll probably fix that later. Okay, and then we need some cheeks. Side, maybe make it a little bit oval. Throw that behind everybody. Maybe dark. Rotate it so it fits with everything else. Rotate it so it fits with everything else. Push this in. Okay, we'll make it the hat. Main color red. And then we wanted hair to come down, and so he's got like some hair in the middle, he's got some hair on the sides, and so we can kind of do any number of things at this point, but maybe the easiest is just to say, let's do this. Actually, we could just go like, if you want to go like scalloped or tapered, either one, you can just do like a line. And then we'll just use our line width tool, and we'll just kind of expand that line out.
What's the shortcut for a lineup tool again?
Shift W.
Shift W, okay.
And then if I want to round out the ends, I can go like that. If I want the ends to not round off and just to taper, I can go like that. Okay. Right? And so we'll kind of get this the way that we want it here. And so we'll kind of just go.
And I'd get three and blend them together.
Yeah, you could blend them if you want, or we could just come in and we'll just kind of like curve it out a little bit. Just give it a little bit of a curve. This one's like crazy, so oops. Take this down just a notch. And then I'm just gonna use my black arrow tool, alt click and drag. We'll go up just a little bit. Alt click and drag. We'll go up just a little bit. Maybe grab all three of these. Come on. There we go. Come down. Rotate a little bit. We'll kind of bring this over. Get rid of this this one. Grab this. Let's bring it down. Maybe flip it out. Okay, so let's put the hat on top. Okay, and then let's grab these two.
Okay, every time I want to bring something forward, I do Command F, right? But it doesn't. Flip
No,
something.
so Command right bracket or left bracket.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, because I was trying to do back and forward, but it wouldn't move, so I had to do one of the brackets.
Yeah, so Command F and Command B, those will actually paste. Those will paste behind or in front. But if you just want to move it behind or in front, then it's different. Okay, so I'm just gonna go. How do I want to do this? I'm gonna have to cut it up anyway. So let's kind of just do some of this action like that. No, that's not what I want to do.
Doesn't matter which bracket I use, or
So right bracket will move it forward, and left bracket will move it back.
okay, so Command F, right bracket is forward. Command B, left bracket's back. Okay.
Yeah, so Command left bracket will send it backwards, and Command right bracket will send it forwards.
Oh, I don't even have to do the letter. I just do the brackets.
The letters are just for pasting.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so something on here got weird. Not that one. This one. What is doing that? Is that just a weird thing? No, something's doing that. What is that one? So give me. There we go. Strange. Go to the back. Okay, so we can keep playing with these as much as we want. Basically, at some point, you'll take it and you will make it into a shape. So we'll do that now. Let me just get this up here like this. And I'm going to bring this over. I'm just going to have it flip out just a little bit. Okay, so we'll grab all these like this. I'm about to do something destructive, so I'm just going to make a copy of them over here. And so I'll grab them all, and then I will say object, expand appearance. And now they all turned into objects. And so now I can come in and I can kind of fine tune, and I can say, oh, actually, I don't want these to be coming from behind the hat, so let's move those over. And I want this one to kind of come in a little bit. So now I've got all these anchor points that I can deal with. Or I can come in and I can say, give me this object path simplify. And we can show the original, and we can do that. And then we can kind of like, and the one thing that you want to pay attention to is we go from like 15 points to 5. So that'll clean it up quite a bit. And so now when we click on that, it knows how many fewer anchor points there are.
Okay.
Right, so you can kind of just play with it a little bit easier. Okay, so then if we want to add like, we want to add like stuff to this hat, like we want to put like highlight and shadow on it. Let's move these out of the way. Let's group it and throw it off to the side in case we need it again. I'm just going to go like this. I'm going to just draw a line. This line is going to be used to just cut this hat. So I'm just going to take this like that. Shift M, and we'll single click. Okay, and then I can get rid of this line. Okay, grab this. We'll just grab the brighter part of the hat like that. Okay, and we can curve that more if we want or whatever. I'm going to take, put a little button on the top. So we'll take this, and I'm going to pull this and this down. And then I'm going to take the whole thing, turn it, throw it to the back. looks like in all of our reference that this is white. And so we can kind of just come in, make that white. Okay, and then we're going to have kind of this hat come off, and so we'll kind of, this is going to be a little bit tricky, but we'll try to get this blue. I'm going to grab this blue. Actually, I'm just going to grab this blue. There we go, that'll work. Try to use similar colors if you can. Alright, so now what I'm doing is I'm roughly guessing like where this would attach to on the back. Probably down there. And so you can kind of go like this. He's kind of got it like flipped up. So you can kind of like flip it up a little bit. Okay, once you have that, then we can cut it. And so we'll grab this and this. And I'm just going to come in. I'm just going to cut that out. And that can go back to being, oops, no, not the whole thing. So just this. Go back to being skin tone.
So you use you did Command Shift M and then Alt,
So-
and then you delete.
Yeah, so I just did Shift M, which is the shape builder tool, and then I selected the things that would cut it. So if I go back, his face is going to give us this edge,
Yeah.
and the hat is going to give us this top edge. Okay, if I'm actually honest, because the way that we cut this out, I think his hat will give us or his face will give us everything we need. And so I can just come in, Shift M. I'm just going to cut that out like that.
You just shift it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, okay, so I'm just trying to like think through what's going to do what. So now I've kind of got that hat, you know, if I want to, I can take this, I can alt click and drag.
Maybe make that darker, right?
Maybe like that, right, and then I'll take this and I'll cut out this extra part, okay, and maybe I make the underside just slightly darker. So I'll just take HSB, just drop it just like that. You know, whether you want that or not, you can kind of decide. It kind of makes it, you know, three-dimensional or whatever.
Okay.
And so, and you can still like come in and adjust things a little bit. Like I might pull this out like that, pull this up a little bit. Okay, so I mean that's kind of the basics of, you know, of what I would do. And I might even come in here like this and go Shift D, which gives me that draw inside, and then I'll give myself like a tongue color. You know, and you can do the same thing and be like, come in here like this, and you know, and this all like isn't going off a reference. This is just like whatever you want to do, you know. So it just kind of depends, like at this point, like how detailed you want to get, what you want to do with it. I mean, you can come in here and you can continue to kind of use things to cut other things out, so that you can kind of make your highlights and your shadows and whatnot.
So if I want to shade it to the hair, would I get the extra one you put there and put it under it and make it like black, or?
You could, or you could just, you know, you could just grab this like this and just drag it over.
Okay, just all okay.
Yeah, and then, you know, like make it dark, throw it behind there.
Okay.
You have to step it up a couple times. And then you would just say that you don't want it to go off of the face. So you just kind of cut it. And then give yourself some hair. You can cut this out if you want. Just the subtract anchor point tool. You know, something like that. Or if you wanted to go more of like this style,
Yeah,
which could be kind of interesting, you just take like your pen tool or pencil tool or whatever. You're just going to kind of go right about here. We'll just cut that. Okay, Shift Y, or Command Y, and we'll grab. Oh, because we're still, see this, we're still on the drawn side.
Yeah.
And so it's actually inside of this shape. That's why it's invisible. I was trying to figure that out. Okay, so we got to get out of drawn side. So we'll go back to draw normal, and then we'll come in and we'll go.
Do you get the pencil tool? What is it again? Is it the same as the
N.
pen tool? Oh, N.
Yeah, it's N. And I'm just going to do the rest of these as well. Okay, so then I've got those. I'm just going to turn this into a stroke without a fill.
How do you take it to a stroke?
So Shift X will toggle these back and forth.
Okay.
X will switch which one's active, and Shift X will switch which one's on which.
Okay.
And so I can just use that, and I can select all of these. So I'll just hold Shift while I click on each one that I want to cut. Okay, it's not going to do anything to his face because I don't have his face selected. And so I'm just going to I'm just going to single click. I just want to make sure that did what I wanted it to do. That seems to be doing something weird. So hold on just a second. What happened here? That shouldn't have done that. So let's get out. Let's try to do this one at a time. Let's grab this line and just this shape. Nothing else. And we'll click. I don't know why it's not highlighting. That should work. So this one and this one. That's a closed shape. Shift M. Should be able to just maybe that. What's not working on the other side? So we'll grab this one and make it this color, and then we'll grab this one and make it a darker color or darker color. Okay. Let's do it again. So we'll grab. Why did that cut like that though? It's strange. All right. So we'll grab this. We'll just. I don't know why that did that. We'll connect it. So we'll grab this one and this one. I'll need to see if it doesn't cross the path, then it won't cut. And so I just need this to be outside of that. Okay, so I'll grab this line and this shape, Shift M. Okay, now it seems to be working. So we'll grab this shape and color it with this. And we can get rid of this now. We don't need that anymore. Okay. We'll grab this line and these three shapes. Okay. There's no reason that these three shapes should not be the same shape. So let's do that. Same thing up here. Alright, so then we'll take this shape and we'll color it this color, and we'll take this shape, which didn't combine like I wanted it to, and we'll color it this color. Don't need this anymore. That got kind of weird, and so I can come in here and just kind of say, you know what, I actually want this to be kind of up like this. Maybe curve that out a little bit. So I can still come in and like adjust things. So I'm just going to pull this over. I'm going to combine these two so that I can average them out a little bit. So I'm just going to combine that, and then I'm just going to delete anchor points so that I can kind of use the get a smoother line. I just want that anchor point. There we go. And pull this one down so it overlaps. Do the same over here. So let's grab this one and this one, and we'll combine them. And then let's get rid of that and that. Okay, and we'll use this one to cut this one. Then we can get rid of this. Grab this. Grab this. Get rid of that. Okay, we've got a little problem over here, so we can grab this and this and this. And I just want to cut those, so I'll just combine this with that. And zoom out. Might have to line that up a bit. But we can, oops, I don't want everything selected. I just want this one.
That's right.
Right, and then you can just say, I want a shadow from the hat. And so I'm going to come up like this. Pull this up.
So I would take the darker color of his skin, right? Because as the shadow's going over his face, or would I do it on the hat?
I was going to do it on the hair, but yeah, if you're talking about the skin, yeah, then you could use one of these darker colors and cast a shadow, because it's casting a shadow on his skin.
Okay.
Yeah. So just real quick, I just wanted to do this really fast. So let's just go that color, that color. Let's combine those. Okay, and then I can get rid of this. So that gives a shadow on the hat, and then we can also, just like you said, you know, if we want to cast a shadow like underneath these.
So yeah, because if you're doing it on the hair, it shouldn't be like right there in those like gaps.
Yeah, so it should. So we can bring this back, and we can select this guy, and then we can just go, give me that color, and then we can delete, grab this one, make it darker, and then you got kind of your hat shadow. Now
So
these,
how'd you make it so it doesn't go on the other this part of the hair either? How'd you do that?
it's underneath it.
Oh, you put it under. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So it's just underneath.
Okay.
You know, and then you can do things like this. We can come in and we can say, you know, I want from like here to here, I want that to be like a shadow. We can just kind of like line that up. Let's put this on top of the skin. Pull this out like that. Maybe we want another one. And so we can kind of grab this like that, and then we'll just cut it. See what I'm doing?
So you did. Okay.
So I'm just taking this one that already existed, right? That we just made.
And using the anchor point and pulling it down, right?
Yeah. And so I'll just add an anchor point so that it stays here when I pull this one down.
Okay.
And so I can kind of just do that. But then I can say, I want this one to be back up here. Like that. And then I don't need it to have a curve. I can add another anchor point, and that'll just leave those two there so I can pull this one down.
Okay.
Right? Add another one, get rid of this curve just because it's annoying. And then I can add an anchor point in the middle of those. Pull this one down. You know, maybe that hair's like sticking up or something. You can curve it out if you want a little bit. But that's basically that, and you can just continue to build as you see fit. I mean, you could even do, you know, kind of like a somewhat three-dimensional thing. If we come in like this, like pull this out like that, and let's grab our face here, and we'll go Shift M, and we'll single click, and then we can get rid of this. Oops, get rid of that. And this guy will just become just a slightly darker color, not too dark, you know, just like that, and just adds just that little bit.
Oh, okay. So it makes them three-dimensional.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Wow.
So, you know, and you can keep going, or you can, I mean, at any point in time, you can say, yeah, that's where I like it. I don't want it to go any further. And that's fine, you know. So it just kind of depends on like how much or how little you want to do. Something that I like to do with icons is I like to do something like this, where I'll grab like the whole thing, copy, paste them back, group it up into one object. Oops, I gotta let's see. So let me just see what's going on there. What just happened? I'm trying to figure out why we would get those circles. If I just shift M and hold shift and just combine everything. There we go. I don't know why those aren't combining. We can just delete them because I don't need them.
Did you want to make it that dark, that color?
Yeah, I'll show you what I'm doing here in a second. So I'm just getting rid of. Oh, because they're clip groups probably. Let's get rid of those. Okay. So then I can bring this back over. It's behind it. I'll line it up like that, and then we just take our stroke weight, and we can just kind of like,
Wow, that's right.
right? Just give it some, some nice uniformity.
Okay.
Oops. No. We'll go here, and we'll just kind of come in just a little bit. And all that really does is it just makes it feel like it has an edge. So that when you put it on something, it just feels like
It pops.
it's like together.
Oh, okay.
But like it also adds like weirdness on the hair, and so you could come in and say, I'm gonna get rid of this anchor point there and this one there to get rid of that like weirdness on the hair, and so you can still like manipulate that so he doesn't have like those wings or whatever flying out from his head.